The faces we make when we're anticipating the camera coming on, we're like, oh, what should I say?
I don't know. I don't know what I do.
Good morning. It's Curt and Jen. This is our podcast.
Our little podcast that we do each morning to help you start your day, end your day, keep you company during lunch, whenever you want to consume us.
Please feel free to like and to follow and to subscribe in anything that is offered.
All the good things, if you could do them for us, that would be really awesome.
Now, we could start. This is awesome news to start the day off. It is National Cheeseburger Day.
I love me a cheeseburger.
We're going to get into that a little bit more later because people are always saying, hey, so there's got to be some specials at the burger places, right? And there are.
Free burgers?
Perhaps.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll find out here in a bit. Along with answering these questions, what's the strong smell of coffee doing on airplanes? It's more than just making coffee.
What's impressed you lately? Did Myley Cyrus rip off Bruno Mars?
Find that out. If you were born before 2000, what do you know that's now useless? Useless.
I'm sure there's many things, and I can't think of one of them.
We'll come up with, and then, of course, we will get to where are the cheap cheeseburgers for today, okay?
Well, also, we're going to play 0K wordplay.
That's important. Yes, we do have.
We are going to play that today.
With it used to be 2K wordplay on our radio days, just to explain. That's when we had $2,000 to give away when somebody won with all 5 right answers. Now we don't. We have $0 US.
It's a fun word association game. We'll
and you
talk
can
more
win some
about that.
Sean O'Donnell stuff while you're at it too. Okay. Speaking of Sean O'Donnell's, we suck at trivia.
Speaking of, we were there last night.
For
Kurt and
trivia
I hung out with a bunch of other friends. There was
let's just say,
7 of us total.
It's
right.
our team. Our team goes by Whiskey Business. That's our team name.
Sean O'Donnell really loves that name.
Yeah, which is great.
And who's on the team? There's Lori and Glenn and Randy and Carrie and Jackie was there.
She showed up last night, you and me. Yeah. So we went into it, and a little Miss Sunshine over here is like, "Oh, we're gonna kick ass tonight." I can just feel it.
I've had a really good feeling. I was thinking, okay,
we're gonna do good.
They opened up with name these spices, and we've got Lori. Your wife Dana was missing last night.
Yeah,
that wasn't missing.
Too.
Yeah.
So and Lori knows all the spices and herbs and stuff like that. So we're like, oh, this is we're gonna kill it.
We got this in the bag, people.
But then they went into the other questions,
and then it wasn't so good.
So we came in.
10 out of 14 teams?
You know what? We should say we made the top 10, which means we were 10th. Anytime somebody says that, yeah, we were in the top 13, it's like, oh, I wonder what number you were. 13.
I can't with it.
So we will keep trying to improve. And it turns out we need to learn. What did we miss on last night? We need to learn more about
current events. I don't know. Anything?
Yes, the presidents. We blew that one.
Oh my God.
All right. So
anyway,
10th out of like 15. We'll pick it up and do better. And
your house is looking very nice, Kurt.
That thanks to my wife, and I also contributed. This was one where she sort of pointed and said, "Do that," and I did.
Okay, good.
I have
you
a
have
friend.
guests coming into town.
Well, it's the guy responsible for all of this. My first hire as a DJ outside of college was at KKRQ, K101, the power station.
Is that how you would talk?
Iowa.
Is that how you did it?
No, at that time I was like, hey, it's K101. I'm Curt Cruz, everybody. Doing the overnight shift for, you know what? And I got paid $800 a month.
Oh my gosh.
So this is 1989, 88?
And you were how old?
I'm going to say, quick math here, 20. No, I was
19?
No, I'm sorry. I was there in 1985. That's when it was because I was 18.
18 years old.
18, just first year of college.
So your boss is coming into town. Your very first boss from radio.
Also a good friend. But this is when we will see how it goes, and I think it's going to be fine. But he's staying through Tuesday. And has anybody ever been in a situation before where you're like, oh, yeah, well, it'd be great to catch up, and they're going to stay for a few days, and then you realize, yeah, things have changed over the last a couple decades or so. Maybe.
It's going to be fun.
I think it's going to be fun. I do think it's going to be a lot of fun, so I'm looking forward to that. And the show will not suffer. We'll still be doing the program every day.
Poor guy.
Maybe with a guest host. I don't know. We'll have to see. All right. Typically, when a musician is sued, you've heard about these lawsuits, right? Where a musician say, oh, you ripped off my song. I think the big one that comes to mind, you remember, it was Huey Lewis in the News and Ray Parker Jr., because they said that did Ghostbusters rip off I Want a New Drug, or the other way around?
I don't remember that. Okay, well, what's happening now?
Miley Cyrus is being sued for stealing from Bruno Mars. All right.
So is Bruno Mars suing her?
Well, apparently Bruno is not actually a plaintiff in this lawsuit. All right.
Okay.
It's the lawsuit was filed by a company called Tempo Music Investments. They claim to have a share of the copyright of Bruno's song "When I Was Your Man," and they're saying that Miley Cyrus's hit "Flowers" is way too similar. All right. So they also say Myley intentionally copies its chord progression and mirrors some of the lyrics too. I'm going to say this. Anybody who's ever written music or performed music, there's only so many chord progressions you can use.
Because that's all that exists?
Well, that sound good together.
Okay.
All right. So that would almost be like saying, I made a peanut butter and strawberry jelly sandwich. You made a peanut butter and grapes. I'm going to sue you.
Okay.
You stole my idea. Think about it.
So are you saying that you're not in favor of this lawsuit?
In general,
like they shouldn't have.
In general, I think that did they sue because Louie sounded a lot like Wild Thing? I mean, they were almost identical, right?
Okay.
So anyway,
do you have a little mashup that we can hear?
I do have a mashup of this, so you can hear. And just so we know, this mashup was created a couple years ago and has been on YouTube for a year, right? It already has 2.8 million views. That to me is like, any of these mashups, couldn't they say with any of these mashups, oh, those songs are too similar, I'm going to sue you?
Yeah, because there are a lot of mashups.
Right, but you can judge for yourself. This is what it sounds like. So this is Miley Cyrus, "Flowers," and Bruno Mars, "When I Was Your Man," all right?
Same bed, but it feels just a little bit bigger now.
All right, there's that one.
Our song on the radio, but it don't sound the same.
And Myley.
We were good, we were gold. Kind of dream that can't be.
I mean, the whole song. This whole song of Miley's is countering Bruno's. And isn't it because, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know if you know this, she wrote this because whoever she was with and broke up with, that was their song. "When I Was Your Man" was kind of their song.
Well, that's Bruno's song. So "Flowers" was her song.
No, I know that, but Bruno's song was their song. So she did this one. Like, I don't need your flowers. I don't need you to write my name in the sand. I don't need any of that crap. I'm my own woman.
So you're saying that it was maybe a little bit deliberate?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I know that they use the same chord progression. There's no question about that.
The words are the same because Bruno's is like, I can buy your. Oh, now I've got Miley's in my mind. But his says the same thing. Like, he's buying the flowers, he's writing her name in the sand, he's doing all these things, right? And Miley's is, I don't need that stuff. I don't need you to buy me flowers or write my name in the sand. I can do it myself.
Because Bruno's song was a breakup song as well. He's saying, "Oh, when I was your man, I should have done all these things."
I guess. Yeah.
All right. So anyway, that's what's going on with that. We'll see if anything comes of it, but it may just be a money grab. I don't know. But
okay.
Like I said, in
but
general,
now you know.
Now you know what's going on with those guys. And so
this whole most bonehead mistakes people are making in job interviews is blowing my mind.
Now, I don't know if you remember this or not, but I hope you do, because you did, shortly before we were let go from the radio station, you did an interview with somebody. And this, I think this applies. Do you remember?
Yeah. Well, that they didn't even know what that.
No, they were looking forward to selling like sports drinks or something. You're like, oh, I can't wait to work for Lotus.
Lotus. They thought they were interviewing for the Lotus Energy Drink Company, not Lotus. The station,
Lotus Communications.
I mean,
that was so. Anyway, but apparently you're not alone, because they had some advice from this, a person who what's it called? The person who
HR.
A CEO, there we go.
Okay, I'm like, what are you talking about?
For career tips, someone talked to the CEO of a hiring platform who has interviewed thousands of people, and she says she's seen a new trend recently, which is, as Jen just said, people going in to try to apply for a job, to interview for a job, and not even knowing anything about
the company.
Right.
You just Google the company and find out who they are and what you're interviewing for, so that when you are in the interview and they might ask you questions relating to the company, because they probably will.
Right.
You have some idea of what they do and what you might be doing too.
You don't answer questions about an energy drink when you say, "Do you have any experience with marketing?" "I love energy drinks." It's like, well, we're a radio company.
Right.
So anyway, that's especially now because it's so easy to go to Google and find out anything that you want about said company.
It's so easy to ask You could ask Siri or Alexa if you needed
and
to.
now AI, which, so anyway, the word she used was boneheaded. And she said there's a less boneheaded tip. If there's a specific company you want to work for, also try reaching out to the top boss directly on social media. I never would have thought of that.
I wouldn't either. So she says do that?
Yep.
She's hired lots of people who've done it because it shows you're engaged and really want to work there. Great. Perfect. I'm going to do that today.
Would you all, but if you were the top boss, would you we're hiring for a weekend shift. Why are you calling me? That's what I would think. I'd be like, I'm overstepping here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe.
So, but if you are going to interview for a job, maybe learn
know about the company.
A little bit about the company.
Do not go in there. Woo! Woo!
All right.
That has to do with the next story, I'm assuming, because it's the flight attendant emergency hacks for covering up passenger poop smells.
This is news to me.
It makes sense, though, because there's a lot of times, like the fragrance of coffee on the airplane is very strong. And I like the smell of coffee, right?
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was just because they were coming down the aisle with it. Well, it's more than that.
Turns out it may be used another way as well. So if you've ever been in an airplane, maybe you've been in a lavatory and you noticed like a bag of coffee beans or coffee grounds on a shelf in there.
I didn't even know there were shelves in there.
Yeah. Chances are it wasn't somebody, accidentally dropped it there. The aroma-filled baggies are a flight attendant's greatest TSA-friendly weapon against smells on a plane, they're saying.
Because the coffee contains nitrogen, and it will help neutralize the odors in the air quickly and safely. Mm-hmm. And it actually absorbs other smells in the environment as well. So in some cases of true stink from a lavatory, flight attendants will brew exceptionally strong coffee to deter the smell.
I like that there's a quote here. There's a quote here from a flight attendant, and you want to read it or should I?
You.
If you see coffee filter bags hanging anywhere in a plane, it's because someone smells like open ass somewhere on the plane.
They're covering up the ass-smelling sandwich.
All right. I had no idea, but good for them, right?
Prince Harry's even richer than he was before.
Because he turned 40.
Richer.
Yeah. He turned 40. Prince Harry turned 40 on Sunday, just a couple of days ago. And so you're thinking, you're probably looking to get some presents for your birthday, Harry. What should I get you? Well, it turns out that you're going to be topped by, the Queen Mother, who's no longer with us, right? She, in 1994, put approximately $25 million in a trust fund for her great-grandchildren. It is, over time, it has grown and grown and grown. So, on his 40th birthday Sunday, the prince got $10 million.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine getting $10 million for your birthday?
If you already had a lot of millions, maybe it's not that big of a deal. But
maybe not. It would be a game changer for me.
For a lot of people, yeah. So it turns out, Harry, and he's got an older brother. You heard of that guy?
Yeah.
Prince William?
I have.
Reportedly, they claimed the money in 2 installments. So on their 21st birthday, because back then it had not grown as much, they each got like $7 million. That was it.
Okay.
But in the meantime, it has grown even more. So
it was his great-grandmother, Queen Elizabeth, not the Queen Mother. Okay, so it wasn't the gal that just died.
Oh, it wasn't?
I don't think so. Because that was their grandmother, right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. Well, good for her for doing that. That's awesome.
But it says she put it in the trust fund for her great-grandchildren, so maybe they're giving it to the I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know about those Brits and what they do.
All right.
Okay, here we go. David Letterman, reporting for jury duty.
He reported?
He was rejected for jury duty.
He showed up and then was rejected? Why? Does it say why? I haven't read this.
It doesn't have a whole lot of reasons why. It just says that he was having some fun with it anyway. So he didn't get picked. This is David Letterman. He got the old jury summons like so many of us have, right?
Yep.
He did not get picked for jury duty, but he had to go through the same process as anybody. You call the day before, or the night before, or whatever.
Had to show up, it sounds like.
So he was joking around when they were asking him questions. The judge asked him where he lives, and he said Hartford, which is not obviously in New York, but they knew that was a joke. Asked what he does for a living. He said, well, currently I'm working for a company called Netflix. That's also true. The judge asked David Letterman, do you have a spouse or significant other? He's like, I've had both. Currently, I just have the spouse.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. So he is from Indiana as well. So the judge, I guess, asked him about the Indianapolis Colts and whatnot. But he did not end up getting picked.
Well, that's because he was being a clown. Like, they're probably thinking he's not going to be serious about anything. He's going to make a joke of everything.
Would you also think that maybe, and I'm just spitballing here, the people at the trial be like, yeah, it's David Letterman in the jury box. Would that somehow
Yes.
affect the?
Yes.
All right.
Well, it'll give the whatever he was going for more attention.
That's true.
And they probably don't want more attention on some of these things.
They don't want more attention on some of these things.
I wanted to do this next story because I used to have Tupperware parties.
Okay.
Just so you know, I used to have Tupperware parties. Tupperware, I grew up with it. Mm-hmm. And the fact that they're going bankrupt is crazy to me. Because they're...
Too. Why are they going bankrupt?
Well, they have $700 million in debt. So they're just reorganizing their debt.
Okay.
Is that right? Did I get that right?
Yeah.
Restructuring their debt. The company launched back in 1946 by a guy named Earl Tupper, which I didn't even know that. That's why it's called Tupperware.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So they've just been struggling and they have to reorganize. They have had a lot of competition, obviously, with like places like Amazon doing their own lines of Tupperware-like things. But they don't hold up as well. I'll tell you that.
Look at you defending the Tupperware to the very ending.
I am. They're not going away. Like I said, they're just restructuring. But here's the other thing. It's the end of an era because it won't be American made anymore. It used to be all American made. And soon, in June, they announced in June that they're closing their last U.S. factory and laying off 148 workers. And the factory in Mexico is going to be taking over production.
You can't really blame a business owner if they're $700 million in debt. I mean, it'd be great to keep it being made in USA, but if they're like, we can't.
It's expensive to make it here. We've got a lot of rules and regulations that make it really, really hard.
If you're looking to invest in Tupperware, their shares, they were at $1.18 earlier this week. Then they fell 50 cents when the bankruptcy news hit. So I guess it wasn't earlier in the week. They used to be at $90 a share. Maybe there's an opportunity there. Like, I'm going to put
there is?
No.
Okay.
I'm not telling you how to invest. I'm not a good investor myself. I'm just saying, well, so if the shares are down to like 50 cents a share, you can buy 1,000 shares or whatever, and then they go back to $90. Wouldn't that be great? It seems to me that that's probably not going to happen.
We got to move on from Tupperware. Darn it.
People born before the year 2000, both of us.
Yes.
Me well before the year 2000.
Me too.
Are sharing their trivial skills, quote unquote, that nobody uses anymore. Somebody posted this on X. They said, hey, people born before 2000, what trivial skill do you have that no one uses anymore? Maybe in the past, you could brag about this and say, hey, if you have a problem, if you need someone to say, rewind your cassette tape with a pencil, give me a call.
I could do that.
Mm-hmm.
I could do that.
Yeah. So these are some of the best responses to what are your trivial skills that are no longer necessary or useful.
Okay. You asked me about this, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm sure I have a ton of them.
Well, somebody put down proper grammar and punctuation.
That's because that's a skill nobody uses anymore.
I suppose because of texting and you use shortened words.
Terrible.
And whatever.
That should not be on that list.
How about how to write in cursive?
I can write in cursive, but I don't anymore.
I couldn't do a...
They don't even teach it in school anymore.
I'm so slow. I do like a half cursive, half... What is it called? Manuscript?
Print?
I don't know what it's called, the other one. How to get a game cartridge to work by blowing inside it. That's kind of funny.
Yeah, okay.
There's a lot of things you're like, hey, this thing isn't working. Look at this. This is an adapter for an iPhone.
How to refold a map or how to use a rotary phone.
I like that they added to the rotary phone, not just dialing a rotary phone, but dialing it aggressively.
Yeah.
Like if you're a man, you're like, zoom.
Zoom. It took so long to dial a number.
And especially if your friend had a lot of 9s and 8s and 0s.
Yeah, that's like, a long time, I know.
How to load a roll of film into a camera. Don't do that anymore. Being able to parallel park without a backup camera. Okay. I don't have a backup camera. And I got a big truck. So
I don't have one of those ones. I mean, Pat just got a new truck. And it has the lines that guide you into exactly how you need to. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it does it. Basically, does it for you.
I saw an ad for the new GMC Hummer, and I don't know. This is not what Pat has. I don't think. Did he buy a Hummer?
No.
All four wheels actually turn. They pivot, right? So your wheels are straight, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you say I need to parallel park or I need to get around something. They will pivot to 45 degrees or so, and so it can actually just go.
No way.
In theory.
Okay.
I seen it on the TV.
Programming a VCR, I can do that. I used to be able to at least.
How about the person? Yeah, go for it.
I can make bookshelves out of cinder blocks and boards. Okay.
That's going back to college days when you had $0, like zero.
Zero, yeah.
And do you remember the Oregon Trail game? You probably don't because you weren't a computer nerd.
I do remember. I mean, I know of it. I've never played it.
Being able to survive the Oregon Trail. When I was playing that, I mean, and this is the infancy of personal computers or whatever. This is pre Apple even.
Okay.
So I think it printed out like you're like, okay, get food from such and such, and then you. I believe it was on a printer. It wasn't even on the screen.
So funny. And your own skill that you thought of?
I knew the patterns to Pac-Man.
I did too.
Yeah, so we got Pac-Man beat.
Yeah.
If you need that as a skill, hey, I need help with Pac-Man.
Yeah. That's the thing.
We have the people to call, even now. Say you're playing Pac-Man these days.
That's funny.
All right. What did we ask yesterday?
What has impressed you lately? Like, what's really impressed you, in the recent past?
Right.
And so we got some good answers. Like, I love Kate's answer. The new Seahawks coach, Mike McDonald.
Is impressive, although I think it's funny because after the first quarter from last week's game, I actually saw a post on social media, fire Mike McDonald, because there had been like a couple of fumbles, I think. And
yeah, but they won the game.
They did, so that turned around. Kayla said, I just learned yesterday that a horse is pregnant for about a year. That's impressive.
She thought that was wild. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
But now,
when I read it, now I do.
Okay.
Let's see. Helen said she was impressed with Joe Rogan's interview with Kennedy.
Oh, yeah.
Maya has a lot of things to say. She's been impressed with many things. Mm-hmm. Super impressed with our Olympians and Para-Olympians. What amazing athletes, all the hard work and time that goes into their training. That's true. And their coaches. Super impressed with Taylor Swift. I like some of her music, but I don't consider myself a Swiftie. But I think it takes courage to do some of the things she does, especially with announcing her voting intentions.
And she's impressed with her husband. He had a lot of difficult things in the past 6 to 7 months, yet he works through everything and is still there for me and his 2 stepkids.
It's awesome.
That was a great answer, by the way. That might be the answer so far, the best one.
Yeah.
Randy is on team whiskey business from the trivia. He must have got home after we lost last night and said, our ability to suck at trivia.
He's impressed with that.
He's impressed with that.
Thanks, Randy.
And Laurel suggested, what is this? Steve and I are impressed with your podcast. Okay.
Oh, that's nice.
We make an effort to watch it together every evening. Thank you, Laurel. You two are great together.
Well, Laurel, when you watch this, I hope you guys have had a great day and enjoying your evening.
Thank you for all that. And feel free to chime in. It's still up there. Things that have impressed you lately. This is an opportunity to brag on your kids, too.
Yeah.
My kids have impressed me lately because of whatever your kids did. All right.
It's time to play 0K Word Play. It's a word association game that Curt and I used to play with listeners on the radio when we wanted to bring it back because people loved it and we loved it. It was super fun.
And of course, it's not about the prize. Yes, you used to be able to win $2,000.
Yeah, there was that.
Now
we're just playing for fun and Sean O'Donnell's gift card.
I'd say a Sean O'Donnell gift card is even a greater prize, in my opinion, than $2,000.
Okay.
So what we've done is, and if you want to play, you just need to
email us.
Email us. We'll have the email address here.
We'll have the link. Yeah, we'll have the link on it.
I want to play.
It is Curt and Jen in the morning at gmail.com.
Yes.
In case you want it.
Exactly.
Right
the link, it's all in the link too. So this time, Jenny Doherty wrote in and
from
she said,
Myley Terrace.
Yes. She said, we got to get our sign ready, by the way, since we don't have video to go with all this. And you don't want her to sit here seeing us like stand around for 4 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So she emailed us, wanted to play.
And
we drew her name.
And she was a little bit busy at the time, but here's how 0K wordplay went with Jenny.
Yep, that's it. Thank you. Hello?
Jenny?
Is this Jenny from the block?
It is.
It's Curt and Jen.
Good morning. You guys are up and moving early. I don't even know what time you do your podcast. But
this is what time we do our podcast, yes.
Good morning.
Good morning. Are you up for playing the Curt and Jen in the Morning podcast 0K wordplay?
Of course I want to play.
Okay.
I just have to finish up my Starbucks order quick.
That's fine. Priorities, we know.
Okay. It is very important.
Okay, well, the other important decision outside of what coffee, drink, and food item to order at Starbucks is who you're going to play 0K wordplay with. Is it going to be Curt or is it going to be Jen?
Oh, that's so hard.
Well, let me just tell you what happened last week. That was that I got 0 out of 5 correct, if that helps you at all.
But we think they were pretty tough questions.
Okay, well then I'll just go with Curt just to be safe.
Okay, I think that's a good bet. All right, Curt, you're leaving the room. Get out.
I'm getting out.
You're going to have to really close your ears because you can hear through the walls. You're going to have to close your ears and hum. Yeah, yes. Okay, Jenny, here we go. So the whole way this game works is I'm going to read you 5 words. And as soon as I read the word, just say the first word that comes to mind. One single word.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. The first word is rocket.
Man.
Bone.
Joint.
Trunk.
Halloween.
Okay. Offspring. That's a hard one. Offspring.
Oh my gosh. The family.
Family. And then go.
Stop.
Good job, Curt! Come back!
You rang?
Okay, so now we're going to see if Curt can match your answers.
Yes, I'm prepared.
All right, so Curt.
Here we go, Jenny.
I'm going to read you the same 5 words I gave to Jenny. You're going to try to match what she said, the first word she said that came to her mind. Are you ready?
I am prepared.
Rocket.
Rocket Man!
Yes!
Yay!
That was the first thing that came in my head.
Yep.
Rocket Man!
Bone.
Oh, wow. Broken?
No, she said joint.
Oh, not
Darn
bad.
it.
Oh. Okay, here, let's keep going though. Trunk.
Car?
No, she said Halloween. Offspring.
Child?
She said family.
Oh.
I mean, you already did better than I did last week because you got one out. You've gotten one out of. Maybe you can get 2 here.
What's the last one?
Go.
Stop?
Yes, you got 2.
Wow.
Nice. Jenny, here's the deal. You still walk away with a really awesome prize, and that is a $50 gift card to Sean O'Donnell's Irish Pub and American Grill.
Are you kidding?
No, we're
don't
good.
joke about that.
They'll email you that. We're going to send in your name. They're going to email you a gift card.
Wow, that's amazing. Tomorrow is my birthday. So
Hey!
It is. Happy birthday, Jenny.
thank you.
A fellow Virgo.
Yes.
Nice.
Both Jen and I, Virgo. So
Yeah, that's right.
Awesome.
thanks. We appreciate you listening, even though we're not on the radio anymore. We appreciate you listening in. And look at that.
Well, thanks, guys.
It paid off for you. And what was your coffee order, by the way?
Pumpkin spice chai tea latte.
Nice. Jen's making groceries.
I've got a Barfarama.
She doesn't know. She doesn't know. Thank you, Jenny. We appreciate you listening.
Yeah, thanks for playing along with us.
All right, thanks, you guys.
Can it be more low budget than putting up a sign?
If you're watching if you're just listening and not watching this on YouTube, we put up literally a printed out sign that just says 0K wordplay that we put in front of the camera.
Which I had to turn off the fan in the background because it was making the ceiling fan was making the sign. This is so much fun, but we have to come up with a better way of doing it. Anyway, congratulations to Jenny. And again, if you want to play along with 0K wordplay for your shot at that gift certificate to Sean O'Donnell's, just email us and
Yeah.
that's how it works.
Curt and Jen in the morning at gmail.com. Curt with a C, Jen with only one N.
There you go.
And I'm sorry, Jenny, for yucking your yum on your coffee order.
Yeah, that's unlike you. But you really don't like, oh yeah, we got to put this back where it goes to.
I
don't like the
love
pumpkin spice.
Yeah.
All right.
Love it.
It's National Cheeseburger Day.
It is. It is indeed.
Very
and you're going to
exciting.
tell us how we get one for free or at least close to it.
That's the deal.
Curt Cruz, tell us.
Do we need to have, there's actually a poll that said 82% of people love cheeseburgers. Was that necessary? Couldn't I have just said, you know what?
Well, there's a poll for everything.
Almost everybody loves cheeseburgers. We should say that the American cheese is the top choice for cheeseburgers.
There's something about American cheese on a burger.
Well, the other options were cheddar was second, Swiss still good, pepper
Ugh,
jack,
I don't like Swiss or pepper jack.
and provolone. is
Havarti's
fifth.
good too.
It's
Havarti's not on the list. It didn't even
that's
make the
because
list.
It's terrible. Oh, ooh, yuck to your yum. How does that
Yes.
feel? All right, so here's some of the ones where you can get your burger specials, your cheeseburger
Okay.
specials. McDonald's has 50-cent double cheeseburgers through their app.
Okay,
McDonald's.
so you have
There
to
you go.
use their app though.
Mhm.
Okay.
A lot of these you do have to do, like be in their club or whatever. Wendy's is selling junior bacon cheeseburgers for $0.01 with any purchase through Sunday. So you got through Sunday to do that.
Okay, Burger King rewards members, so you have to be in the reward club,
Mm-hmm.
can get a free cheeseburger if they spend $1. So it's really not a free cheeseburger if you have
Is that
to
how
spend
it's written?
$1.
A free cheeseburger? Well, that's true. But you're going to get a
You-
cheeseburger for free.
If you spend $1 on something else. Dairy Queen has free double cheeseburgers through their app if you spend $1.
There again.
That
a
also
qualifier.
runs through Sunday.
Buffalo Wild Wings, I didn't think of that as a burger place. But they have a special. They have buy one, get one deal for loyalty members. Do they have burgers there? They must.
Yeah, they have
Okay.
burgers.
I've not been in a long time.
B-dubs.
All right, Jack in the Box. Jack Pack rewards members. That's nice. The Jack Pack.
Yep.
can get a free Jumbo Jack cheeseburger with any order of $1 or more placed through the app.
God, got to have the app or be a member. Red Robin. Today and tomorrow, dine-in guests at participating Red Robin locations can order a gourmet cheeseburger with bottomless fries for just $10.
Nice. I know it's not
Doesn't $10? I mean, $10 is like what it should be.
Isn't that funny?
And yet you'd pay probably, I don't know what it is. I haven't been to the
people are like, that's
Dirty
a
Bird in a while.
deal. I got to go get my $10 burger.
I know. And bottomless fries?
There's the key. Bottomless fries.
You can eat your weight in fries.
God, I don't
get your money's worth.
Wouldn't that be great, though, if you could?
But that brings us to the question, who has the best cheeseburger in the Pacific Northwest?
Yes, and we've had this before on the radio back in the day, but you know what? It changes as new places come into town. We didn't used to have Shake Shacks here.
Do we still have Red Mills? Does that still exist?
Oh, yeah, we still have Red Mills.
I haven't been there in forever. That used to win a lot.
So it can be local, it can be a chain, whatever you think is the best burger, you get to chime in and let us know on all these different platforms. So we will have that for you tomorrow, and maybe it will be different this year.
Maybe.
All right.
Maybe.
Okay.
We'll see.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much for listening and putting up with us.
Yes. Have an awesome day. It's Wednesday, right? So halfway through the week, everybody. Make good choices, find joy, and spread kindness.